Well, it has reached that time. I'll be doing a mostly palette collection video with some possible declutter. Shit. Okay, I still feel like there are a few things missing, but let's roll with what we've got here. So the first thing I want to say is I am guilty of having too much makeup, but all of this was from boxes, bags, and purchases and birthday gifts. I'm not trying to brag. I do have a place for all these things if I declutter. This is a lip palette, so I'm going to put that aside until I get to the lip palettes. This is Walking on Eggshells. I think I can safely get rid of this now. I have plenty of colors like this. So that is one item decluttered. My daughter gave me this recently, so I'm going to keep this at least until I test it and see how I do with it. You're going to get frustrated with me because I'm not going to get rid of a bunch of stuff. I am not. I don't see a reason to do that unless it's clear to me that I don't want to keep something. I do want to keep this cargo. It is brow bone, lid, crease, and outer corner. But anyway, it's not because the words are there. It's because it looks freaking spectacular on. And so I'm going to keep this. This Comfort Zone palette. I was really tempted to keep it, but I think it's pretty old. And so I'm going to declutter that. Plus, I'm not liking Wet n Wild these days. So I'm going to declutter that. It's not because they're not cruelty free, which certainly is a consideration, but the fact that they lied, that's the problem. Okay, this is a palette that I made with shadows that I picked out on the Ulta website, and so I'm going to keep that. This Paula's Choice palette, let's see, how did I open this? It's not easy to open. Oops, there it goes. I haven't played with this quite enough, so I think I'm going to hold on to this. Okay, this is a Douce palette made up of all of the shadows that I think you saw in my highlighter video if you watched it, that there was a Douce palette that had a highlighter. And that was moved out of this. This actually fits all these shadows, and I haven't played with them enough, so I'm going to keep this. I told you I'm keeping a lot. This is more collection video than declutter video. This is a small palette from Smashbox that I still need to play with. I'll keep that. This Storybook Cosmetics palette. There was some story that maybe this was counterfeit, that they just bought the packaging. That turned out to not be true. So this Storybook Cosmetics palette was made in the plant in China. It does say PRC on the back. And the reason it was made in China is because there was so much demand for BoxyCharm that they had to go to a lesser cost. Yeah, my camera's going to shut off. But anyway, these colors are really beautiful. Now that I know more about it, I don't feel unsafe using this palette, so I will be keeping that. I also have this BH Cosmetics Green Eyes palette, and I do have green eyes, so although a lot of people think I have brown eyes because they're very dark. But anyway, I'm going to keep this Enhancing Eyes palette. I like it quite a bit. I like these. Shoot me. I like them. They're all slightly different. These two, there's a cool version and a warm version, and you can see I made a little bit of a mess of one of these palettes, but I like these colors. I like them a lot, and so I'm going to keep both of those. And I have Real Her 1 and 2, same kind of story. They're both warm tone, but they're a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with these and see how I feel, because my feelings might change about these 4 little palettes. I might give something up. I also have these Naturalized palettes from Natural Smoky and Sassy Eyes from Hard Candy, and the shadows are still like really pigmented and smooth and beautiful. Now I'll probably throw that primer away and this pencil away because these are pretty old, but I do like these. Like, they all have something different to offer, and they are dupes of I think Too Faced palettes. This one is particularly beautiful on. But I do like them, and so they are going to stay. My stay pile is going to get to be pretty big. Okay, I have 2 of these Urban Spectrum eyeshadow palettes. This one I'll leave in the box for now because I don't use it very much. My daughter gave me hers. She did a huge declutter, and so this one is going to go to Project Beauty Share. It's exactly the same as the other one that I have in the box, which I haven't used enough. So this one we're going to clean up and give that to Project Beauty Share. And I'm going to keep my original Spectrum palette. Alright, I had a birthday and I just had to have this set from Tarte. And it's beautiful. It's got its own little compact, so whatever makeup you put on for the day, like when you go off to work, you can refresh your eye makeup in your cheek color. This is still good. I still am using it, and I am still going to keep it, in spite of the fact that it's in the bulkiest packaging I've ever had on anything. This is a little black book palette. It's really cool. The shadows are still like pretty creamy. It's not that easy to get a brush in there, but they are pretty creamy, and I'm going to play with this a little more before I make a decision, I think. Okay, this one is the Energy Noir palette. I think you can still buy this. It's Tarte. I'm not going to part with this, not for anything. I love this. It's like got a little bit of the purpley colors that I really like from Tarte, so that's going to stay. This here is a palette from Elizabeth Arden, and I've been trying to use it up. I've been considering making it my palette for the year, the Pan That palette, but I don't know. It's still working well. You can see a little bit of wear on this, so I'm not sure. I will hold on to this, but I think I will make it my Pan That palette. Okay, and then there is this Betty Boop palette. Not that easy to open, so if you have long nails, you may want to avoid this palette. I thought this color here was silver, and it's actually purple on the eyelids. This is a surprisingly beautiful palette, and you know, it's got, I think, 3 flat colors, and the rest are shimmers. I do really like this palette. It came in a IPSY Glam Bag Plus, so I am going to keep this palette. Anyway, here is my Violet Voss Fun Size, and what I like about this, it's very, very reminiscent of the Modern Renaissance palette. I don't really have colors like this, and so I am going to hold on to this palette. It's fairly new, and it did come in my IPSY Glam Bag Plus. Let me get that plastic in there. I usually try to save the plastic for as long as I can because I think it protects the shadows. Okay, I could be totally wrong. This one is Dream Big by Tarte. and it's got purple in there. It has color. I don't know if you can really see it very well. Let me see if I can just open it a little further. It has color and it's beautiful. So, you know, I'm definitely going to keep this. Anyway, this is beautiful and I forgot I had it. So that's not good. I'll definitely hold on to that. This Huda Beauty palette. I keep these. I know, I'm a nerd. This one is not... I think I'm going to give this to my daughter. These are not colors that I can see myself using, and I have quite a few of these colors in other palettes. So I'm going to declutter this one. I can't believe I'm going to do that, but I am going to give that to my daughter, who will use it way more than I am. Okay, and then there's the Nubian by Juvia's Place, and this is really pretty, and it's mainly browns. There are 2 flat colors, and then the rest are, well, that one looks flat too, but these are like satin shimmers. I don't know that I need this, but for now, I'm going to hold on to it. Okay, this one was given to me by my daughter. I do use the crap out of this. You can see that it's got like a lot of, the dog's gonna start barking again soon. It has a lot of wear already, and I'm gonna keep using this. This may become my Pan That palette. So anyway, I do like it very much, so I'm gonna keep that. So this one is, what are you? The Shadow Box. Yeah, Urban Decay Shadow Box, and these are beautiful shadows. I will use this and I will love it forever. This one is the Urban Decay Beauty with an Edge, and it has a lot of the similar colors, but they're not the same. So yeah, I like them both. Okay, I got this one in trade, and it looks nothing like it looked in the pictures. It looked a lot more colorful, but it could very well be that these colors will be brighter when I put them on. That is Be Your Selfie, and I thought I asked for Love Your Selfie. So I think in trade somebody just gave me the wrong palette, but that's right. That was a while ago and I didn't notice it. So this is the Metal Glam by Crown Brush, and this was a shadow thing that I got when I was a BoxyCharm member. I'm going to give these a try. If they're still okay, then I will probably keep this and keep using it. So, you know, I love the colors in there. I think I need to hold on to them. This one is a hard one. Of course, I would empty the lip gloss and everything out of this, but this is a hard one. I just wore all this makeup yesterday in a video that I made. I hate to say it, but I think I have to let it go. I looked up how old it is. Now there's another old palette I'm going to be keeping, so, you know, it seems like not fair, but this is like 5 years old. It's still performing beautifully, but I think I need to declutter this because these really need to go. It really needs to go. I took this to Florida with me, so I have a little bit of invested emotion there, but I am going to take the other stuff out and I am going to declutter this. Kind of sad. That's going to actually end up in the trash somewhere because I don't think Project Beauty Share will take it because it's so old. Okay, this is an Urban Decay Elderly palette. And it has a couple colors in here that I really love. So I'm going to use this a little bit longer and then I will probably declutter it if it's not performing well anymore. This I just got, The Balm of Your Hand. This is volume 2. It's a little difficult to use. Like I wanted to use it yesterday. And I opened it up and I was like, well, I'm not going to put Cindy Luminizer on my eyes or Mary Lou Luminizer. I could have, but I I see a lot of dark color in here, so I am going to hold on to this, but I have to pair it with another palette when I do use it. This is fairly new, and I also got this in my IPSY Glam Bag Plus. This one I got for my birthday. Happy birthday, Mama. So this is fairly new. I just got it. I guess I could take it out of the box. It's a really pretty palette, and I think the colors are amazing. In fact, a lot of things that I have I could get rid of because the colors are all in here, and this is a really nice formula. So it worked out well. Get rid of the box. Urban Decay did hit the ball out of the ballpark with this one, so yeah. I have a couple of pure palettes. This one was for BoxyCharm, and it's very pretty. I will give that a try and decide what I want to do. Soiree Diaries. I did like this a lot. And I do like this twinkle. Obviously it's got a divot in it, but a lot of these colors have divots in them, and obviously I really like them. Okay. This has got to go. I'll keep the case, but this was on my bookshelf and I forgot about all this stuff. There are eyeshadows up here. A lot of them they don't make anymore. But, yeah, oh, the hell with it, I'm going to keep it for now. That'll get decluttered at a later date. These giant shadow boxes are usually very cumbersome to use. But anyway, I think the makeup in here is e.l.f. makeup, because e.l.f. has had a palette exactly like this. I mean, exactly like it on their website. These colors are still creamy, beautiful colors. Shoot, there goes the plastic, which I will need. The lipsticks are still nice. You can see I have used them. And these products are still good, so I don't know how much longer this palette is going to be good, so I really need to, this is kind of like the Ulta palette. Out of sight, out of mind. Too big to fit on a shelf comfortably. There we go. I'm putting that on wrong. But it's got everything, and I like it. So, like I said, this is more a collection video than a declutter. This is good for the shadows, which are still really soft and really pigmented. So this is from Crown Brush. I got it on Haute Look. These things never come intact. There's always some part of it that's broken, like this part. There are cream products in the bottom that I won't use, but anyway, there are lip colors there, blushes here, and until I decide that I'm going to give it up, I'm going to keep it. It's got wild colors that I don't have in any other palettes. This is an MTZ palette there. This is going to be for stuff that's decluttered. So far, I've been trying the eyeshadows, and I haven't come across one that is not performing right yet. I also have these two, and I've been using them, and as soon as I come across anything that's not operating as well as it should be, they will be decluttered. This is another magnetic palette. I just got it. IPSY. These are IPSY makeups, and this one I think is Makeup Geek. This is very nice, and I like that it's not Z palette, because there are issues with Z palette. Then there is this Tetris for IPSY, and I have this this Smashbox palette. Is probably one of the most beautiful palettes that I've ever owned. It is old, and I did say there was something old that I was going to be keeping, and that'll be this. It's got some beautiful colors in it, and I'm just going to continue to use it until until I'm afraid to use it. Now that leaves these others. This is Makeup Geek and some Elizabeth Arden shadows in here. I'm going to be using some of these and tossing some of the pans just like with the other palettes. Now I do have this Wander Beauty palette. I have not used it yet, hence it is still in the box. But I haven't used it yet. Well, I guess I did actually use Seafoam, but it's mainly shimmers. These I think are worth trying, but then I will probably declutter at some later point because it's not a very practical palette for me. You know what, I'm going to leave it out of the box because it has been used. Okay, and this Tetris by IPSY called Block Party. I actually like this palette, like seriously like it. I mean, look at the beautiful pigmentation on the shadows. Definitely worthy of a good try. I haven't tried it yet. That's going to be a familiar refrain that you're going to hear. There are a lot of things I haven't tried yet. Then there is this Proof is in the Pudding. I think this was a FabFitFun thing. And these are really pretty colors. Ever so different from some of the browns that I have, so I'm going to play with this. I might end up giving it away to a family member or friend at some point, but for now I need to play with it and see how I feel about Beauty Bakery's shadows. Ooh, and we'll pull this over. Oh my god. And this has lip palettes in it. So there's a big problem with this palette holder is these drawers end up blocked by my other crap that I have on my vanity, so I don't end up doing anything with them. I'm going to put these aside until we do the contour palette, and we'll do the lip palette too. Okay. Now, this is from Ish, which was, this was something that was a FabFitFun thing, and I really liked it, so I purchased it. It was a $5 for a $30 palette, and it's just beautiful. I've used it already, so this can't be just, you know, I can't get rid of it, but I did really enjoy it, so I'm going to keep it. Then there's this Winky Lux palette, and I really like the colors in here, but I don't know how long this is still going to be good. I particularly like this color all over the lid. It's kind of holographic. It's really beautiful, so I'm going to keep that. I'm going to keep pretty much everything else here. Okay, this Blink palette, my daughter gave me this, and she has one, and she was saying to me on Friday night, Mom, you got to use that. It's freaking beautiful on, and so I will. Anyway, then there is this Moods palette. This was also a palette from IPSY Glam Bag Plus, and the colors are gorgeous. Like, you just can't. It's fairly new, and I just can't get rid of it yet. I have this e.l.f. palette. This I am going to let go of. The colors are still workable and nice. My daughter might want to give it a try, and if she decides she doesn't want it, then we'll give this to Project Beauty Share. So I will get rid of that one. When I heard that Naked was not going to make this palette anymore, I went and bought it. Like, I bought it right away so that I would have it. So that's why it looks so new and unused. It has been used, but it's like fairly new. So I got this just before they stopped making these. So I'm not going to get rid of that. Then there is this Urban Decay Naked Smoky. My daughter gave this to me for one of my birthdays or a holiday. One of the pans is starting to pop out a little. But that's beautiful. And this is another one that my daughter got me, and it's just freaking gorgeous, and it's a Tarte palette that actually has color. Thank you, Tarte, for going back to color. Then I got this Crown brush palette. I bought this in FabFitFun sale, and I just love it. Most of these are like satiny shimmers. They're not like real like glitter bombs, except for maybe one or two. And I've been using this and I love it. Some of these colors are just so stunning. This doesn't have a number on it, but it's not Morphe, it's Crown Brush, so it's a little bit different. Okay, which brings us to the end. Yes, people, I only have these palettes left. This one is the Pure Cosmetics Buff Collection. And it's a very nice cool tone palette, and I've used it a number of times and really enjoy it. So that's going to stay. I have this Smoked palette by Urban Decay. And I know it won't look like I used it, but I have. And this is very nice. And you can't buy it anymore. Some of these that you can't buy anymore, I just have to hold on to. This one, I don't know. I haven't played with this at all. Ever since it came and the thing was broken, I still have to clean it up a little bit. Then I'll try it. But at this point, I'm just going to hold on to it until I figure out what I want to do. Okay, this is one. I kept the book. This is one that a lot of people didn't like. It's Superhero Palette by IT Cosmetics, but I like it. These are actually powders to prime your eyelids. And the colors, like these are marked as liners, but you can use them also anywhere. And this is a very nice basic take it anywhere palette. And this I have taken to Florida with me, and I really do like it. I'm sorry guys, I know some of you hate it, but I like it. Okay, then there's this Desert Oasis palette. This is BH Cosmetics. Whoa, we keep the slipcase, people. Anyway, I've used this many times. I do keep my palettes very clean. I usually take a makeup wipe and I wipe along the edges because I just can't stand the disgusting mess. But anyway, there are some really great colors in here. There's a blush here called Dune. Is it a blush? No, I think it might be a blush bronzer. Then there's the highlighter, and that might be this might be a contour shade. I have to read what it says on it. I just used everything all over, so I really like this palette, and this is not going to leave my collection. It's kind of messy in there on the plastic. But this is BH Cosmetics Oasis palette. I think you can still buy this palette. And then there is my Mega Pro. Not getting rid of this. Never getting rid of that. And then the last two palettes I'm not getting rid of. This is a familiar refrain you guys have heard, but this is basically more of a collection video. I have gotten rid of a few, but I'm not getting rid of this. No, no, no. I did keep the plastic so that I would know what the color names are. That's the only thing I didn't like about this. They don't print the color names underneath like a lot of the other palettes. So I don't have very much Too Faced Cosmetics, but I do like my chocolate bar. And one of my favorite brands, an unsung brand of makeup, is Smashbox. And this is just too pretty to get rid of. I'm sorry. It's just too damn pretty to get rid of. So Zutolo, I have missed a few. These little palettes from Lorac are awesome, and I'm not getting rid of any of these. This one's not very used. This is a gray one. This is fairly used. I think my favorite one was the Countess palette. Yes, I brought this to Florida, and I kind of haven't cleaned the palette up yet. It's very nice. And then there is this Queen palette. I like these, and these were a gift from my son-in-law, and so these are not leaving my collection. Then there are these Smashbox palettes. This one's kind of a mess. It doesn't have its slip case. I'd given that to my daughter, and then she found that she wasn't really using it and gave it back to me. Then there is this one, which I really love the colors in this one. I guess I could get rid of the slip cases, because when you pick up the slip case, a lot of times the palette wants to fall out. And then there is this one. They're all beautiful, and so I'm keeping all three of these. Now I'll resume putting things away. And then we'll do the sculpting palettes. Let's get on to the face and lip palettes, which are right here. These are lip palettes, and these are the face palettes I have. Okay, so I have the Anastasia Glow Kit. These look very pinky and tan and not real white, but they are very nice highlighter colors. So I had another set and I gave it to my daughter already. It wasn't this, it was a different brand, so I'm going to keep that. This IPSY palette is a contouring palette. I never use this, so this I'm going to declutter because I have stuff in here that I can use. So that'll be decluttered, and my Tartus Pro Glow. I've been managing to keep it fairly clean by keeping it in the box. This has some really pretty colors in it, including this cream shade, which really is not a great thing to have creams and powders all together, but they so far have been staying and playing in their own space, so they seem to be okay. So I'm going to take this out of this box because I'm going to keep that and I like it. Okay, these lip palettes. Let me take them out of here. Lip palettes are strange because you either love them or you hate them. This has some really pretty colors I've used. It's called Pixie and It's Judy Time, so I don't know who Judy is. This is an Ish lip palette that I got on FabFitFun, and I really do like it. It's really pretty. I haven't used it yet, but it's really pretty. And this one I got from my daughter is a really pretty lip palette. Now I have to pry one of the colors out because the oils have come to the surface. I don't know if all this is still good. It doesn't smell at all. There's just that one color that has kind of erupted, and that one I'm just going to scrape everything out of. I meant to do that before doing this video. And this palette I've been using the hell out of. I use a sponge applicator to put the lip colors on. That seems to work the best. So I do really like that. So I usually keep this in my everyday makeup drawer. So those are my lip palettes. This really should come out now. And it makes me wonder if I should just throw away this entire thing, but the rest of the colors look fine. It's just that red. I get this back in the drawer. Now that we're debating this, I think it has to go. It doesn't smell bad, but I think it has to go. You know what, I'm going to stop second guessing myself, and I am going to get rid of this Vice palette. It's a shame, it's Vice lip palette, but creams don't last as long as powders do, and this is all creams, and that one is a bubbling inferno, so I'm going to get rid of this because it could be that I would have a problem, and I don't want to have any problems. So anyway, stay tuned. And I will be right back with all the palettes I'm going to get rid of now, including that one. Okay, so now I'm going to get rid of these. I will offer them to my daughter first, but this one is going to go to anything my daughter doesn't take will go to Project Beauty Share. This one will go to Project Beauty Share. We already have a box started and it's pretty full, but this is a good thing for Project Beauty Share. This my daughter will love, so I will give her that. This contour palette, that should go to Project Beauty Share. My daughter gave it to me, so clearly she wouldn't want it. This e.l.f. palette I will offer to Jess, but she probably won't want it. And these two, this should just go in the garbage because this one is really, really, really old. So that has to go. This one is not very heavily used. That can go to Project Beauty Share. This is old, that really old, even though the shadows are still performing well. I am going to throw this away. And this is also going to go in the trash. So that I did declutter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 palettes. 1 lip palette, 1 contour palette, and the rest are eyeshadow palettes. So I feel pretty good about that because those are 8 things that are no longer in my collection and don't need to have in my collection anymore. And so I am going to go ahead and let these go. Even though I didn't think I would get rid of anything, I am going to get rid of these things. And so anyway, thank you very much for watching. This has been Mary with Reviewer's Diary, and this is my palette collection video. Thanks for watching. Good night.